Alright guys, now I'm pretty damn poor in ESO at the moment, so when I seen an opportunity to make some quick and easy gold and make a YouTube video in the process, I was, yeah, why not, let's do it. So this all started the other day when I was scrolling through YouTube and a video from our favorite PvP content creator, Exonode, popped up, and I thought this was going to be quite interesting. Now, to my shock, the video was well done. He explained very well what his point was, and that was about resistances in PvP. There was nothing in the video that was factually wrong. It was well done. But YouTube being YouTube, there's got to be someone that has to argue and think that they know better and know more than everyone else. Now, I wasn't really going to take this much further than just saying, no, he's right and you're wrong. But no, they got snarky and started having attitude like they are better than everyone else. So I was like, okay, benefit of the doubt. Let's try explaining this to them in a little bit dumbed down way. That didn't get us anywhere, and here we are. I'll put the comment thread up on the screen right now, and by the end of it, I was just like, okay, if you're so damn confident, and you think you're so damn correct, let's have a little bet. If I'm right, you send me 1 million gold, and if I'm wrong, I'll send you 10 million gold. They were on board. They were counting their winnings already, pretty much, as you can see in the comment thread. So here we are. I'm going to explain to you guys and show proof about how resistances work in PvP. We're also going to talk about crit damage and how that works in PvP, because it also has a cap and it also works in a similar way. So, for those that do not know, or need a little refresher, in PvP, you are capped the same as you are in PvE to 33k. Well, point something. It's 50% damage mitigation. Now, in PvE, you can't go over that. There's no point. It's useless. There's no reason. But in PvP, there is a stat called penetration. And what this does is it lowers your armor. Now, I think those that know the game can see where this is going, but it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're fighting someone with 10k penetration and you have 40k resistances, you only actively have 30k resistances. So you can see, even though we're over the cap, we're still functionally under the cap. So we're not wasting anything. Now, this person tried in their video to use evidence that you don't see anyone going over this cap in build videos as proof that they were right. Now, the reason you don't see this in builds is because generally you're giving up way too much to get past that cap. Now, I've run builds where I sit at like 35k all the time, like fully buffed, but generally you don't see people go over the resistance cap because you have to give up too much healing, too much damage, you know, too much sustain to be able to achieve that high of a resistance. So once again, let's just clear this up. There is a 50% damage mitigation cap in PvP, but you can build yourself a buffer for the opposition's penetration. You can see this quite easily for yourself by getting someone to place an armor debuff on you. You will actually see the stat sheet go down. So if you were 5k over the cap, and someone puts that debuff on you, it's going to bring you down to 33k if you were at 38k. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. As you can see in the background, I did one test right on the cap at 33k. Then we did another test where we were way above the cap, up in the 40ks. And if this person was correct in what they were saying, we shouldn't see any kind of damage decrease by having more resistance. But we do see a damage decrease because of the things that we just talked about. Now, let's move on and quickly touch on crit damage. Zos brought in a cap a year, 2 ago. It was a fair while ago. And they capped crit damage in PvP. But this works very, very similar to how penetration and resistances work, but you're dealing with in-pen and crit damage. So Zos also gave everyone 1500 base in-pen. This is about 25%. So you can reasonably go over the crit damage cap by 25% in PvP before even running into a chance of you potentially being over that crit cap. Now, most people run Rallying Cry in a group, so more realistically, most people are sitting at 50% crit resistance. So you could eventually go way past the crit damage cap and generally not worry about it. But once again, the reason why we don't see people pushing crit damage this high is because of diminishing returns, really. You're giving up. A lot of the time, you'll get to a point where you're just better off stacking weapon damage to buff your crits than you are buffing crit damage itself. There is the area where that happens. Anyway, boys and girls, I hope this cleared up, and I know this was probably a boring video for veteran players, but I think it's really important to remember that new players don't always know this kind of stuff. This isn't really taught to you anywhere in the game, and it's just what people tell each other and what it goes off. So someone could play this game for years and not even realize what I just said. And I think this is where that Captain Fruit Bag went wrong. They presumed that they've been doing something for so long and no one has said anything different, that means they're right, without actually double checking their facts and their information. It's a dangerous path. I see this happen in ESO a lot. You know, things start off as someone saying something and then it gets spread around and it becomes a rule, even though it's not necessarily true. Anyway, I love you all, and I don't know about you guys, I really don't like my odds of getting my million gold off this person, but we'll see how we go. Maybe they are on a honest person and they will, you know, honor the bet. Anyway, as always, love yous. Catch you in the next one. Peace.